Hi, my name is Dylan Peters. I play on Texas Phalanx, the Division II line at the moment.
Okay. How long have you been playing with them?
Since the beginning.
When was the beginning?
Oh man.
My name is David Beigel. I'm 27. I play for Texas Phalanx D2. For most of the season, I've been the captain. With me not being able to play Cup, I've relinquished those duties to
Matt Carey. I'm 31 years old. Play for Texas Phalanx on the Division II team.
Hi, I'm Dylan Peters. I'm 20 years old. I play on Texas Phalanx on the Division II team.
I'm Cole Wallace. I'm 31 years old. I play for Texas Phalanx on the D2 team.
I'm JD Powell. I'm 22. I play for Texas Phalanx and I also play for D2. We just left from Cousins Paintball and practiced with a couple other teams, getting ready for World Cup.
Yeah, pretty good.
So when you have this arm steady holding your gun and going like this, do you think you get any speed? Not even a little bit. It's you have a job. You fucking hustle there. You put the gun in the left hand, you fucking dive, you come shooting out the edge, get up to your bunker, snap them in. Great job once you're in there and everything else like that. Remember, after you shoot the guy and you know you cleared it, you can make the next bunker, call it out. You don't have to call it right then and there. You wasted a couple seconds in each bunker when you gave them a little bit of time. I want to cut their fucking heads off. You understand what I'm saying? Nice. Showing up to play.
Paintball, gotta love it.
Wow, that was chaos.
Hey, JD, did you shoot me when I was in the can?
Yes. I stopped halfway through my dive.
It bounced, but I felt it.
I appreciate it.
Phalanx kind of broke off of Shockwave, from what I know, North Texas Shockwave.
I just wasn't happy on how it was being ran and how I was pushed into something I didn't want to do.
And that was 7-8 years ago. I don't know the exact time frame of it. I just only know the piece that I've been a part of. This is my 4th full national season. I've been playing on the team for 5 years.
My boss, who I work for right now, and is Vincent Crimmins, who plays with us, is Vince. We decided we're going to make a team. I told him, I said, I'm not going to take anybody away from Shockwave. That's not what I do. But I said, I told Bill, the owner of the team, I said, I'm leaving. And then Vince said he was leaving. I said, obviously I'm taking my son with me. And we did a tryout for Texas Phalanx. Granted, everybody I was already coaching decided they wanted to be with me. And that was almost 5 years ago. And we've just been building it ever since. It just goes from that line that started D4 is now D2 and moving forward.
I'm not sure exactly why he called it this. Tim Peters, he likes the movie 300. He likes the Spartan, the Greek guys, and so the thing that they're famous for is their like big shields, and so the defense that they do is called the phalanx.
It's a fighting formation from like the Spartans, and so that's what the lambda is. It's the actual formation.
It's where everyone is like in a line, having their shields up, protecting the guy next to them. So I think he thinks it's a cool thing because we like to come together as a team, more like a family. We like to come out here and play, have a good time, and it's kind of symbolism.
And then on top of that, like 300 is just, I'm assuming it's from the movie. I don't know, I've never really asked him, but I've just kind of always assumed that.
From what I understood, that's what it's from.
Fucking nailed it. You know, this season in D2 was a little bit harder. Obviously, we went up a division, and last year was a rebuilding year, so we were in D3, and I think we only made Sunday like one time. It was a rough year, especially on the national stage. But then we went to Paris at the end of the year last year, and we got second in Paris in the last Millennium Series event ever. And we decided to. We had a couple players come back from injury and just life in general. So we decided to make the bump to D2 this year, kind of put all the pieces together.
To Vegas, I had 2 lines, and my D2 is in D3. It was the first year that we really had a D2. I tried a D2 the year before, didn't work out. This year we had a solid D2 line.
I believe we went to Vegas and we did super well in the prelims.
And our expectations weren't super high at the beginning, because I didn't know exactly where it was going to go or how it was going to be. I just know that we had 7 dudes that were comfortable playing with each other, and we added some other ones, and it was going to go. Our goal was to make Sunday, and we did.
We drew Plum Life, and I'm 99% sure I'm the reason why we lost on Sunday. I got shot in the loader, and I got shot on the dive, and I was diving in, so I put the gun under the bunker, trying to play it off, and the ref definitely saw it. So I saw that he saw it, so I pulled up and said, all right, I'm out. So luckily he only threw a minor instead of a major, but it was definitely a momentum minor, and it took off our entire Dorito side. And then, it's a 5-on-3 in the first 20 seconds of the match, and they were able to capitalize and come down and hang it within the last, 10 seconds. So that was a disappointing finish, but it was a good start of the year. We made Sunday. We were 1-for-1 making Sunday, and that was something that we weren't able to do last year. So it was at least a step in the right direction.
We were playing the event really well, and then we just came out a little fat-headed, and we fell short Sunday. And I believe we lost the first match Sunday.
It's different when the next event is in your hometown.
You always like the local events because you get to sleep in your own bed type thing.
It's a mental thing as well. Like, you wake up in your own bed, you drive no more than an hour,
20,
like split,
30
yeah,
minutes.
no more than an hour for each player, and then you're playing in basically your backyard. You always have a little bit more motivation to do well. So
I liked Dallas. Dallas was cool.
One of the big things that we had going for us coming into Dallas was that the D2 line went by itself out to New Orleans to practice Gulf Coast Hurricanes. We put in a solid 2 days of practice out there. I mean, well, we did probably like 60 or 70 points a day.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Something.
It was back to back.
So we always play well in our home. It's easy to go home after a day of prelim matches, sleep in your own bed, and then get up and do it again. It feels like it's almost practice, so you're a little bit more relaxed. You're a little bit more into it. It's not as taxing to be at a hotel and be out of your element.
Come on! Hey, come on!
Hey, Dylan, do we want?
I felt the layout played really well to our strengths, and I thought we should have gone further, and we shit the bed, and we didn't.
We definitely made Sunday again, so that was another good step in the right direction compared to our year in D3.
We just made it into Sunday, so that was like, okay, we made it. That's our goal. Our next is win a first match. We lost to eventually the team that took second place or first. I can't remember.
Trying to remember who kicked us out on Sunday. I don't remember who it was exactly. Yeah, I do. Damn Gulf Coast Hurricanes. Yeah, they dicked us down, man. They beat us like 5-0. That was rough. So getting 5-0 on Sunday was an embarrassment. It definitely led us to say, all right, well, we got to buckle down. I think we finished 8th at that event, so it's better than what we finished in Vegas. So we were still making progress in the right directions, but it wasn't the progress that we wanted. We wanted more, obviously. So
We just fell short Sunday. That's honestly the problem we've been having as of this year, is we do really well, like in the prelims usually, and something in our head just doesn't click on Sundays. We're trying to figure it out. We kind of have a young team here. We haven't been playing too long together, and I think we'll figure it out. It just takes time with things like this.
that's kind of been our curse for the last couple of years. The teams that we lose to on Sunday typically make it to the finals. So when we win our first match on Sunday, which unfortunately we haven't done this year, every time we've won our first Sunday match, though, we've won the tournament.
I mean, like a main thing we like to try to do, but I mean, we do it in every event, is like try to stick close together as a team and try to eat together as a team, try to do like things together.
Okay, really just bonding as a team.
Just stick together.
At least me and Happy, I know a bunch of the guys. This is our first season playing together, so it was, we had done really well up to that point. At least, making Sundays. At least that's a positive.
But how to fix that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the $1 million question that every team wants to ask the first time they get knocked out after the first match. I mean, 75% of teams that make it to Sunday, that don't go home, that don't go on after that first match, are sitting there saying, how do we fix this shit? You have to look back at everything that you did throughout that event, previous event, and try and figure out what fucked up.
So back to the drawing board.
That kind of brought us into Atlantic City. And Atlantic City, that field fucking sucked, man. Phalanx is not a team that sits back and holds zones. And I don't think we ever will be. Who knows what the future brings, but I don't see the type of players that we have within our camp being the type of players that are going to be cool with carrying 12 pods and sitting in the same bunker every single point of every tournament. We get bored. We like to go and stab people and make the big moves, and we'll either live or die by the sword. So Atlantic City, we actually did better than expected. Obviously, it was a much slower field, but we actually went 3-1 in prelims.
We went into Atlantic City strong. We're very strong.
I genuinely think we had one of our better performances as actually playing as a team in AC, because we went 3-1 into Sunday, and the 2 last matches that we won, we actually went down 2 or 3 points underneath them and came all the way back to win it. So it really was a whole lot of teamwork and wanting to win, wanting to make it.
We drew Carolina Crisis. Again, I don't know if it was overconfident or we just came out flat, but they digged us down. 5-0, round 2. So that sucked. They did go on and win the tournament, so our little curse did stay alive there. But that event did kind of bring out the guts in everybody. You know, there was an event that our Snakes had really struggled. Not so much because they aren't good players, but because it was just a field that our Snake side's we have the type of players on our Snake side are just go. You know, got to get to the 50, got to get up the field, got to get on their side, got to get the stabs. And that layout just didn't allow for it. It really didn't. We had trouble getting out. We died quickly. And then our D side tried to overcompensate, and we started making mistakes. And so it was kind of that Sunday match was rough against Carolina Crisis. They were just the better team that day. And it showed us that we're ready to make Sunday, but we weren't ready to fully compete on Sunday. You know, we needed to change up how we broke the field down, how we slowed it down, because after that first point, the next 2 points, it was like 6-minute points each. And then by the time we were down 3-0, we were just trying to, you know, we knew that time was a factor. There was only 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock, and we were just running down the field trying to make shit happen. And it's an easy way to get 5-0. So that kind of reset us, and then we had a bunch of shit happen before Chicago. You know, we had injuries, we had people not able to make the event, we had roster changes, and that hurt.
We did not do very well in Chicago.
Chicago was a good layout for us.
Yeah.
It was a good layout for us, the way we play.
But it was bad because we had lost a good bit of players. Like there was a roster move around going into Chicago. You could almost make to the Snake 50 off the break.
Yeah, it was an aggressive layout. That's typically where we play well. I think the match we lost, we chose not to play aggressive against a team that was more aggressive than us and then beat us. Which made no sense.
The first game in Chicago, the one element I was picked up, he, I guess, got super nervous. We lost a game that we probably shouldn't have lost. It was to a good team, but we hadn't lost to them ever, and we lost to them bad. It was like we hadn't shown up. So that put us on our heels. Next 2 matches came about, and we dominated them. We got into the 4th match against Parental, Camp Pendleton Raiders, and we lost 2-1. That actually probably hurt the worst.
Well, it's aggravating because we'll actually put like a good bit of points on this team. Like we start out the game equal, and then
because we left so much on the table, and we were so much better. We allowed them to get the first 2 points, and just not enough time to come back. And we fought. I mean, we pulled off moves that probably shouldn't have been done. We just left a lot on the table, and we didn't make Sunday. Eventually, the team that won, Camp Pendleton Raiders.
So it was frustrating. It is what it is. Shit happens. We moved on. We didn't make Sunday. So that was a step in a backwards regression. You know, Vegas to Atlantic City, we had done better and better and better. It was like 16th, then 8th, then 6th, and then Chicago. I don't even know what it was, man. It was like 20th. It was embarrassing.
Brings us to this moment right now, which I didn't think I was going to have one of my better players. He got into a car accident, some concussions.
I'm not able to make Cup. I had a car accident where I had another concussion, and for those that don't know me, I played rugby for quite a few years. I'm at like 14 concussions, so the brain's got to take some time to heal. I also messed up my knee. I was going to try and make Cup, but at practice this past weekend, it started popping again, so I'm just going to take off one event rather than taking off a whole year. So it's just the smarter move right now, but that creates a big hole in the roster.
I brought back an old player of mine, a player that used to play with me on Texas Storm, but at the time he was like 15 years old. So I brought him back. He's 31 now. He's the old man of the group when he was the young man back then. So that being said, I got pretty good hopes for Cup, and our goals stay the same. We're going to make Sunday. Once we make Sunday, we win the first match. That's it.
In terms of expectations for Cup, you know, I think that we'll do really well, and I think that the same teams that have always been doing well are going to continue to do that because their camps are built to be that. We want to come out and, you know, show everybody that we deserve to be there.
Okay. Should I get rid of that?
No, that's good.
Okay.
You want to just explain what's up?
Okay. Well, this is our trophy case. Some of the medals that we've produced since we started. This is just for Texas Phalanx. Sorry if some of them were cracked. We had a tornado and a few of these fell over. It was either them or me, so they went. I guess we'll start down here, and we'll talk about the D5, who are some of the players that would play for that are now on D3. We dominated the whole series and won the championship. We didn't even have to play cup when we won the series. Whatever one they went into, they won automatic. That year we also took third in Virginia for D3. With that team that was D3 was, you see all the medals hanging for USXBL and AXBL. Those are all ours. First, second, third, all the way. I mean, that's the same line. We won the championship in D3 X Ball that year. We move up a little bit on the higher one as the D3. These are some of the ones that are special to me. I mean, this is our first Division 3. We've had to play Plum Life there. That was a good game for us, not so much for them. Here we are, the D4. This one's special because it was in Texas, but I also took first place and third place in the same tournament. So that means I had two D4 lines that made first and second, or excuse me, first and third. Probably the funnest ones for me would be the second place ones that we got in Europe. This is a millennium. This is the last millennium they ever will have. It was in Paris, and we took second. Our D2 played, first time we played D2, we took second place there. It was super fun. And then we just got back, did London, and took second place in London for that one, our D2. Like I said, we just try to do one Europe and take care of that.
Do you want to tell us what's going on in those pictures right there?
Yeah, this picture here is the three boys that we started with that stuck with it. That's my son Dylan, Vincent Crimmins, and Mark Baginski. I think they call him. He plays for AC right now. They call him Ice Cube or something. I don't know, something like that. Iceberg, something stupid.
Okay. And what about the other picture?
This is something that, for my son and I do. I don't know, every time he plays, I just give him a hug and tell him have fun and do what he loves. Just do his job, just have fun. So it's one of those things that it was captured by a friend of mine, Rashad, and it just means a lot. It means a lot. It's the reason why I do it. That's it.
Is there any other stories or anything related to those trophies you want to tell us?
I mean, oh, 2013, first trophy my son ever got playing paintball, right there.
Which league was that?
It wasn't. It was just the first annual paintball pit here in Texas. It was some hole in the wall. It's not even around anymore, and it was a bunch of old guys, and Dylan played, and he was, 2013. What is he? I think he was 13 at that time. So he was 14 actually. So it was that's a good one. I mean, all these trophies have a special meaning. To go over each one of them is just, we'd be here for days. It's just a symbol of where we've come and what we have done in a short amount of time. I mean, the only year that we don't is our first year in existence. And we have some AXBLs at the time, but nothing nationally. But until then, every year we have a national trophy.
How does that make you feel, knowing that?
It's great. It's it means they're understanding, they're getting it.
You were
Oh, about
I
just,
lost my.
just the style of play. So my style is completely different than most of the teams you see. I'm all guts and glory, just right in their face. I always tell my players it hurts a lot less getting shot here than getting shot in the back. So all these trophies just means they get it. It's kind of nice that that I help get them to this point and everything else like that.
And so, given that we're at this point now, what's the next step for you?
We are going to be merging with Plum Life and Damian Ryan's team, and we're going to have a semi-pro team coached by Ryan Gray. We're having a big tryout. We're going to take out, hopefully, the best from them, best from us, to create this awesome semi-pro team, a Division II team, Division III, Division IV, Division V, and we cultivate it up. Just bigger and better. I'd like to create basically this engine that just keeps going and going, whether I'm here or not. This program, I think it's the best way to build Texas paintball. Because we're bringing people from Oklahoma, the Kansas area and all that, down south, up, building it, making the best team possible. I want to create something that 10, 15 years down the road, there's still Phalanx around, and they're going, that's the dude that started it. It's a machine. That place, they build paintball players. You want to learn how to play paintball, you go to Phalanx. That is ultimately what it is.
We're really excited for that. Ryan Gray brings a lot to the table. Obviously, he's coached a few pro lines, so he's going to bring that experience and that coaching aptitude to the semi-pro line. We're going to take the best of the Plum Life guys, the best of the Phalanx guys, and just kind of merge those together. It's going to be an open tryout as well, and obviously the goal is to go pro for the program for sure. So there's definitely plenty of talented guys. I mean, you can ask around. Phalanx and Plum Life are two of the larger organizations within the national scene. So I think we've got the personnel, we've got the ability, and we've got the background organization that needs to be done. That's all been taken care of, that's all in place, and so there's really nothing that the players will need to do other than going out and playing.